it's me. And I'm gonna be honest about my hairstyle, okay? I need to come clean. I was gonna do 2 braids, but one of my rubber bands broke. So now it's a 1 braid situation.
I just had to come clean about that.
Today, I am doing a drawing to squishy video, and I'm excited because we're doing back-to-back squishy videos. Last week was a squishy video. We're doing another squishy video. I'm in a squishy mood. Let's go with it. This is one of my favorite series
Ever.
So today I am taking some characters of mine that are still stuck in a 2-dimensional form. Whether it's a just regular old drawing or a digital drawing or even a painting, I'm gonna take that image and use it to create a 3-dimensional squishy creation and bring those characters to life. They may already be alive, but just to squishy life. It's a new form of life. So let's jump into the first character. Okay, so breaking out my guidebooks to find a good character prospect. I'm gonna dig into the old volume 2. Here we go. Flipping through. Susie is cute and not a squishy yet. No, not today, Susie. Not today. Barrett is already a squishy, but I'm just saying hi. Hi, Barrett. You okay? I love you. Let's see who else. Oh, Diana. There she is. Diana is a strong 5-star character who's never been a squishy before. She was created as a sketch in my sketchbook and has a complicated relationship with Speckles. That's a whole can of worms. We'll open that later. But yeah, it's official. Today, I create Diana. And you can't change my mind.
Do something about it.
The first squishy that comes to my mind when I think about our girl Diana is this massive Dalmatian squishy. Someone sent this to me pretty recently, actually. Thank you for that. And I immediately thought that I wanted to turn this into Diana. What if I made it into Diana?
Maybe I could make everyone love her.
I mean, it's already a dog, it's already a freaking Dalmatian, and so is Diana. I mean, kind of. She's a dragon fruit Dalmatian hybrid, but you know. However, the more I looked at this, the less I wanted it. I mean, half the muzzle is gone. The shape of the face is so different from
Sweet little Diana's.
It's so chiseled and sharp. Plus, I'm just not so sure that I want a giant Diana. Like,
being massive isn't really part of her character description.
I mean, look at that. This dog is big enough to eat Panda Bear Benjamin. Oh, great. He's gonna be traumatized for months over that. Anyway, for all of those reasons, I lost interest in using this giant dog squishy for Diana, and instead, I brought in
This little dog.
this squishy I have seen a handful of times, and I've always wanted to paint it
Because I think it's just adorable.
I like it. I love the fur texture. It has a nice cutesy
Rounded look that I really like.
The colors are totally whack and the bib is unnecessary, but we can fix that. And look, it's so much more of an appropriate size to relate to my other characters. Look, Panda Bear Benjamin, this dog. How about her? She's small. Bark. Okay, he's still scared. First step, I need to sand this girl. This is going to ensure that the paint adheres nicely to the foam. Once she's all roughed up, I need to do something about this bib.
I mean, it's kind of cute, but
Not for Diana. So it's gotta go. Bye. I'm carefully cutting away the bib, really trying not to go too deep or create any really nasty gouges in the foam.
I want it to look nice and smooth.
Now, if you thought that this was uncomfortable, you're gonna hate what's next because I'm taking your eyeballs. Let's calm down. Let's settle down. Everyone chill. Okay? There's nothing wrong with these eyes. They're just not the right shape and size for Diana.
So they gotta go.
I decided to keep the nose because I felt like it was close enough to Diana to make it work. Also, the nose really goes with the shape of the face, so I can't really change it that easily. Next, about the head. If you notice, Diana has got a delicate set of 3 leaves on top of her head, so I found this strawberry squishy, poked it in the eye, then stole one of its leaves.
That looks good.
Now for the little ones, it's Santa Claus.
Oh ho ho.
Shut up. I ripped his nose off.
Why?
Just for fun.
Santa's got some holly leaves that are just what I'm looking for.
Thank you, Santa. I'll take these.
Obviously, I need to trim these up a lot, but here you can see this is what I'm going for. After a bunch of trimming, I glued these in place, and spoiler, this is my first mistake. I glued these leaves directly on top of the head. I kind of wish I had glued them a tad bit further to the front. Just a little bit, I didn't notice this until much later in the process,
process, but it was too late at that point, so yeah.
I hate it!
Next, it's time to go in with some puffy paint and seal over the rough areas of foam and the eye sockets.
It's creepy.
Filling in the mouth line as well, because I want to repaint that, and seal and smooth over the head leaves. Once that's all dry, she's looking seriously creepy. Ew. I went over it all again to make sure that everything is smoothed out, and that's dry. Yay! Oh, she's so scary. Nice doggy. Don't eat my soul. Grabbing some matte paint. This'll help. I'm gonna go over all of this with a nice clean white coat of paint. And I do this with pretty much all of my squishy projects now. It's just a good fresh start, and it helps colors show up a little bit better. But Diana is actually a pure white character, so this isn't just a base coat, it's actually her main color as well, which means I really need to layer this up to get a pure, flawless white. So after a quick 3,000 coats of white paint, boom, I'm ready for details. I'm gonna start by going in for her pink ombre feet. Now, if you're not familiar with the whole history of Diana, come sit down, I'll explain. So, Diana is actually a remake of one of my old original characters, Speckles. Yes, we have to mention Speckles. Speckles was a painting of a Dalmatian dog inside of a dragon fruit. I was really obsessed with this idea because I love how Dalmatians have black spots and dragon fruits have black spots, and so it just makes sense, and I just felt so clever, okay? But over time, I started to lose my love for Speckles as a character, okay? Love the idea, hate the character. I even tried to make her into a squishy at one point. It kind of ruined the character for me more, honestly, but I still love the concept of a Dalmatian dragon fruit. So I decided to try to reinvent Speckles by creating a completely new character who is also a Dalmatian dragon fruit, and thus Diana was born. Now, why was she given such a ridiculous name of Diana? That I don't really have an explanation for.
It's Diana!
I was just kind of in a weird mood that day.
Hey, this is just your quick reminder that the mini mystery baby plushies are still available in stores. You can find these super soft, super adorable little babies at your local Target and Walmart.
Now that I've gotten the pink accents on, it's time to bring in the green leaf tips on her ears. The creation of Diana did start a little bit of an argument on my channel because based on a lot of the comments that I've seen, most people actually prefer the original Speckles design to Diana for some reason. I personally completely disagree. I like Diana's design so much more. I think it's
So much cuter.
I've never known a love so steady.
she's actually merged into the dragon fruit versus just being stuck inside of one. I think her design is more aesthetically pleasing and just better, but many of you have protested Diana and that hurts me, okay? But I'm hoping that when I bring her into squishy form, I can convince you guys of her value once and for all. Finally, it's time for the face. So I'm sketching out the eyes and the mouth and then going in with the blush. This squishy required so much blending. Ugh, I was sick of it.
But it's all for you, Diana.
Once her blush was looking fresh, I started in with the eyes. Now, honestly, I do feel like Diana's eyes are not her strong point, okay? They're kind of creepy, look a little bit like olives, but this series isn't really about fixing or changing characters. So in general, if I can, I try to stay true to the original design. I definitely strongly considered changing her eyes, but we're gonna keep the classic Diana eyes creepy and all. And yet another blending opportunity. I'm gonna die. Diana. Now, I painted in her remaining facial features, and oh dear. I'm afraid that instead of convincing you that Diana is so great, I think this may convince you that she's not great. But we'll see. I added her Dalmatian / dragon fruit spots, and halfway through, took a break to add some sparkle in her eyes. Yeah, that's better. Now I can finish up the spots and add her little
Pink toe beans.
and here is precious Diana. From drawing to squishy, I feel like it's a pretty accurate reflection of the drawing. Her face is definitely different. I wish I could just move her nose and mouth up
A little bit.
and move her leaves down a little bit because her forehead is just a little bit massive. But I guess that's kind of how it is in the drawing too, so it's fine. And now we can compare directly Speckles to Diana. There's a bit of a rivalry going on here. Speckles does not like Diana one bit, and oh my gosh, stop! Speckles, stop. Hey, what are you doing? Is that a box cutter? Oh! Okay, seriously. I mean, come on. Do you guys really like Speckles better? Speckles can't even walk. Like, what What is that? No! Okay, Diana is much more sophisticated. But you know what? Let's not even argue about it. I'm gonna settle this drama once and for all. I'm gonna release a poll on the community tab. Please go there to vote, and we'll see who's better, Speckles or Diana. Let's end this.
And if you want to kill me, that's valid.
Okay, moving on to the next character, and I already know who it's gonna be. This character is so fresh, she's not even in the guidebook yet, but she is in a digital drawing. It's Plain Jane. I drew this in a recent Art from Slime video where I designed characters based on slimes, and I just fell in love with her, and I just have to have a squishy version of this character.
She would be an amazing blob too.
Okay, one thing at a time. I got together a bunch of squishy options. First of all, I have this bunny astronaut. I like this because
It's already a bunny.
and it's already wearing a costume. Small problems, the arms are
Tiny.
and not very Jane-like. The head is too small and not very Jane-like, and the costume would need a lot of alteration. Then I have this costume cutie, which is a squishy that actually goes inside of a costume. Super cute concept. I love the idea of being able to pull Jane in and out of her costume, and like she could actually be plain Jane, plain outside of the costume. But I'm worried about ripping a painted squishy in and out of a costume like that. Like, I just feel like it's destined to actually rip and get cracked. I don't know if my heart can take that, so Finally, I have a massive Hello Kitty squishy, and this one is just the wrong species, but I love the oversized rounded body and head. So of the three options, I'm gonna go with Hello Kitty. While I do feel like this squishy is the closest in shape to plain Jane, we've still got a long way to go. First of all, the ears. Out with the cat ears, in with bunny ears. I found these, but they are not even close to the massive floppy ears on the OG plain Jane. So then I got creative and found some mini bananas, but they look like mini bananas.
Shocked.
Then I found this eclair squishy, and I'm thinking if I just cut this in half, it should be about the same shape of plain Jane's huge floppy ears. But whew, this is gonna be a process. Let's do it. First, I'm gonna remove the bow that is not plain Jane approved, trim that up, and then turning my attention to the eclair. I'm cutting that in half, and it's gonna take significant shaping to get this looking like plain Jane. I started tapering the end of the eclair to try to get it to lay down as flat as possible against the head, and once I was ready to ditch the kitty ears, I trimmed down the head as well. This was a very tedious process and ended up taking a really long time, but eventually I got the ears shaped the way that I wanted, and I'm ready to glue them on. Bringing in my fabric hot glue, I stuck those onto the head, and yes,
This is gonna work.
This is actually going well.
next, I needed to bring in the puffy paint to smooth everything down and seal it all together. Plain Jane required a lot of puffy paint for such a simple shape. This was such an involved, time-consuming process, and it just kept going and going, layer after layer of puffy paint. But I really wanted to do as good of a job smoothing this out as I could, because I know that Plain Jane does have a pretty simple paint job. There's not a ton of detail going on to distract, so I really want the base to look clean and smooth. That's when I ran into a slight problem. The massive ears were just barely resting on top of the arms, and they kept getting stuck and ripping the paint. I really don't want that to keep happening, so I decided it would be best to just glue down the ears in place to keep them from causing damage to the paint. Oh wait, my hot glue gun is cold. Okay, so we'll have to wait. Might as well do another coat of puffy paint while I'm at it. Eventually, I did get around to gluing those ears down, but I guess I didn't film it. Well, whatever. So instead, you can just watch me applying like 10 different coats of puffy paint and making this thing more and more chaotic looking with each layer. Finally, I started going in with some white puffy paint to try to start making some progress toward a white base coat. It is just coat after miserable coat. Now, I never did do a full out white base coat for this one. I ended up just getting white-ish and then jumping right into the pink. This is a delicious pink color that's based on a frosted animal cookie. It makes me hungry. I just want to lick it. Yum! Okay. Also, it's so satisfying to watch this gorgeous pink cover up all that chaos underneath. Oh, it's just, I love it. Next, it's time to add the face, which I quickly sketched out, and then boom! I guess I forgot to film that too. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going in with the rest of the face, and similar to the Diana situation, I feel like I wish the nose was brought up a little bit, because that forehead is just miles long. Big foreheads. That's what's happening this episode, and it's fine. But unlike Diana, I could have actually really easily relocated this nose. It's just too late. So that's fine. Big foreheads for everyone. Adding in the blush,
Which just looks amazing, honestly.
I love this pink so much I can't stop obsessing over it, and then painting in her face. So the deal with Plain Jane is she's just a regular bunny animal cookie that's been formed forced to wear this pink frosted costume to combat her plainness. But Jane likes being plain. She's not happy about the frosting and the sprinkles and the fuss. What's wrong with being a plain animal cookie, huh? So Jane is pretty much always kind of in a bad mood and grumpy, except for when she's naked, but we'll never see her naked because she's always in the costume. Finally, it's time for the little circle sprinkles, adding all of those over her costume, and yes, we will have the sprinkle song.
Thank you.
Okay, and here is Plain Jane. By the way, it's not Plain Jane, it's just Plain Jane. I feel like this is very accurate to the drawing, and I am absolutely in love. Okay, she is adorable.
And so chubby.
And I just want to hug her. I want her to be real so I can hug her. And oh, hi, Sprinkles.
Hi, who is this?
This is Jane.
Oh, she's got sprinkles.
Yeah?
Can I call you Sprinkle Jane?
No, just plain Jane.
Oh, Plain Jane?
No, just plain Jane.
Okay, hi, Plain Jane.
No.
Is this really the best you could do?
Sprinkles, be nice. She's new.
Fine. Come on, Jane.
Okay, bye, girls. Anyway, I feel like today was two very underrated characters of mine, but I had an absolute blast creating the squishy versions of these drawings. I hope you guys liked them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye!